And this one has been heating up all week long. So unfortunately, public drama playing out in the Spears family. So Britney Spears is now threatening to sue her own sister, Jamie Lynn, if Jamie Lynn keeps talking about her while promoting her brand new book, Things I Should Have Said. Now, according to Britney, she's already said too much. That's what she says. In a new cease-and-desist letter obtained by the media, Britney's lawyer claims that the memoir is full of, quote, outrageous claims designed to sell books. Man, I mean, the drama thickens. What do we all make of this story?
Well, yeah, it's like a family drama being played out in public. And it's uncomfortable. It's messy. The thing is that, can we be honest, like, Jamie Lynn's book and the interest in it is not really about Jamie Lynn's book or Jamie Lynn's story. People just want to talk to Jamie Lynn about Britney, and she keeps talking about Britney, right? She's kind of trading on Britney.
I mean, isn't that what a lot of people do, though? Like, surrounding Britney, there have been a lot of people who have just profited from her success. I do think, though, I mean, she's the younger sister. And I mean, I wonder if we can reserve a little bit of empathy for being the less successful in a famous person's family. I mean, there's a decade of difference between the two of them. And it's not that Jamie Lynn has had no success. She's been in acting. I think she's done some music herself. Obviously way less famous and, you know, arguably successful than Britney. But I mean, the fact that, like, she says that she has felt, this is literally a quote, I always felt like an afterthought. I literally just learned to stay out of the way. I mean, she even knows that she wasn't, oops. She wasn't intended. So I just feel a little bit bad for her.
It's tricky for Jamie Lynn, like, to write a book, presumably about herself, but without talking about her sister. And I get why Britney and Britney's team are outraged. It's like, look at the timing, read the room. But then again, a book doesn't appear overnight. You know, like, it takes a minute or two to write it. Maybe she had some help writing it too. These things take a little while to get things rolling. So I'm trying to think that maybe Jamie isn't capitalizing on this moment. But boy,
I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, because you're right. Like, any sibling or child of someone super famous, like, how do you ever get out of their shadow? But I gotta say, listen, if you follow Britney on Instagram or anywhere, you know, she's still really vulnerable. And even though she's out of the conservatorship, I don't think she's in the clear yet. I think she has a lot of healing to do. And if you are her sister or family or friend who says you care about her, then maybe dropping a book right now in doing the morning show tours and all of the interviews left, right, and center, maybe that comes off looking less than nice. And I think Jamie Lynn, like, not to knock her, you know, she has had some of her own success, as you said, Cynthia, but if you actually care about your sister, then maybe stay out of the spotlight. Like, she should follow her own advice, stay out of the way for now, and maybe go around the side privately and be like, what can I do to help you, Britney? Now, if you've
done all of that, which maybe, who knows, maybe Jamie Lynn has, but I just feel like hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully she's already tried that, and I don't know. I just would like to think that if you love her and you are so worried that she's been basically in prison for 13 years, you'd be doing more than writing a tell-all book right now. I just feel like it's really bad.
The thing that worries me is the fan base. The fan base, we know, with, like, super megastars can be awful. And so we know that the fans are already emboldened, and some would argue for good reason, because they helped, you know, end the conservatorship by their attention. And so now with Britney talking about her sister, and I understand it's emotional, and I worry about Britney as well, but I feel like I can only imagine what the backlash is for Jamie Lynn.
I hear you. And I think that, yes, I think that there's always a risk of fan behavior getting out of control. And we have seen things happen on social media that are, like, driven by momentum and this kind of thing. I think from Britney's perspective, though, I mean, not from ours, for, like, our experiences, but if you're Britney and you've been betrayed by your family, like your dad literally was just, you know, as we've known, all the things about his dad, industry people like managers and agents didn't help her. The media certainly didn't, from Diane Sawyer to Lainey Gossip. The only people who have been there for her ride or die to bust her out of this prison has been her fans. So I understand the mentality of the only thing you trust is going on Instagram and telling everybody, your fans, why you're distressed, how you're feeling. In her mind, that must be the only thing that works because everyone else let her down.
Yeah, that's so well said.
But I do want to say that Jamie Lynn is entitled to her own truth. She's entitled to her own story. You know, I'm sure, you know, there's a lot of claims of things that have happened in really scary situations that she claims that she's been in with Britney. I don't want to take anything away from that. I just don't know that now is the time to share those stories. I just feel like you're pouring salt in someone's wounds. You're kicking someone while they're just starting to get back up. Again, it just feels like it's in really poor taste and really bad timing.
I mean, I agree. Hopefully they're going to work this out. This isn't the first time that famous siblings have had big public fights. I don't know if you guys remember, but Madonna and her brother Christopher Ciccone, they had a huge falling out. He was originally, you know, helping her out early in her career. He was, you know, I guess an assistant and an art director at times and went on tour with her. And then he put out a book after she didn't hire him again for a later tour. And that book was, you know, by all accounts, not at all flattering to Madonna. He called her a tyrant and, you know, basically went on and on and on and did a media tour. They had a huge falling out, didn't speak for years, but since then, as far as I know, they've actually mended that bridge. So, I mean, hopefully the same can be true eventually for this sibling duo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, I think that, like, in terms of family ugliness, as you said, Cynthia, there are all kinds of examples. I really hope, though, that, like, I mean, if we've learned anything over the last 2 years, it's that, like, Britney is someone who didn't have a voice. And so the fact that her sister is using her voice and telling some of her story right now in the media seems like that's why it doesn't sit well with a lot of people.
Well, let's...